Bonjour tout le monde.
Bonjour.
Bonjour,
Ça va?
salut Sarah.
Salut.
Okay, I think we can start and then people will join. It's just an introduction and then we can stay on time for today. Okay, so you can mute everyone and I'm going to start the presentation. Just let me know if everything is fine on your side, Ev. Can you hear me? Ev, I'm not too sure if you can hear me. Maybe if you can.
Yes, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so.
Good morning.
Salut, man. Je vais commencer, man. C'est bon?
On
Ok,
commence quand le
so,
workshop officiellement?
ça commence là.
Donc là, on se lance, on reçoit des clients.
Oh oui, c'est déjà là. Okay, so
We have 42 attendees already. Welcome, everyone.
welcome everyone. My name is Jean-Philippe Harvey. I'm a professor at Polytechnique in Montreal, and I'm really happy to have you with us today for our FactSage Research Day, Scarcity Research Day and FactSage mini workshop. So this year it's a special edition. So this workshop and research day will be presented by our students, so my student at Polytechnique Montreal. So as a brief introduction, Polytechnique is an engineering school located in Canada, Quebec. We have about 5,500 undergraduate students, about 1,800 graduate students in engineering, more than 250 professors. I'm myself in the chemical engineering department. We have about 27 professors, and we generate about $72 million in research per year. So we are quite active in research. You will see that today. And we are also, of course, an engineering school. So we're going to talk today as well about the classes that we are providing to Polytechnique and the connection with the industry. So the CRCT stands for Center for Research in Computational Thermochemistry. It was first founded in 1982, so a long time ago, by Professor Arthur Pelton and Professor Chris Bale. And the objective of our research center is to develop theories and models for the simulation of chemical reactions. So basically, it's computational thermochemistry. And we focus on the development of thermodynamic database for alloys, molten salt, slags, glasses, refractory material, and more. We have about 4 professors. I will introduce them briefly in a moment. 2 research professors, so Dr. Aymen Guérébi and Dr. Christian Roblin. We have about 5 research associates, and you'll see today we have many PhD students, master students, as well as summer interns that will present today their work. So, as a brief introduction for the co-founder of this research center, we have Professor Arthur Pelton, who devoted his life to the development of thermodynamic models of solution on the exploration of new phase diagram, and he was really active, of course, in the field of the CAFAD approach. We have Dr. Christopher Bale, who developed the interface of FactSage, who is involved in quite active nowadays in the development of the interface. He's also really curious about the application to real-life engineering problem of our databases, and he designed the macro processing in FactSage. And finally, we have Professor Patrice Chartrand, who is also an expert in computational thermochemistry. Is working actively in the modeling of the thermophysical properties of different material, basically looking at thermal conductivity, ionic conductivity, surface tension, and more. He's an expert in the aluminum industry on the smelting side and on the alloying side, and we'll have a chance to see one of his students today presenting at this research day. So a little bit about myself. I highlighted in purple the activities or the scientific activity or research interest that I have that we'll present today. So basically, We'll talk about high temperature metallurgical processes simulation and optimization. We're going to talk about the development of thermodynamic databases for the aluminum industry with the presentation at the end of this morning. And finally, we'll see different presentation connected to classical and DFT atomistic simulation. All of this in order to generate thermophysical properties that can be integrated in FACSAGE. So here is my team. So I write in parentheses that this is a super team, and you will see why during the day. So these are exceptional students and staff that really helped me to complete and to advance my work greatly this summer. So we have different teams, a team that is involved in the course improvement, a team that is involved in atomistic simulation. We had some students that were involved quite intensively with the industry. And you'll see we have a beautiful project on process simulation and recycling. So these people are really smart. They are really, really kind. It's awesome to work with them, and I'm really happy to celebrate their work today. And you'll see how they did in a moment. So what are the objectives of today's research day? So the first half of the day, I want to show you what is the ongoing research project that we have at the CRCT. I want to show you how to simulate pyrometallurgical processes using FACSAGE. I want to connect our student to the world, so to both industrial partner or industrial client or industrial user of FACSAGE, academic, and I also, like I've mentioned previously, want to celebrate their effort. They work a lot for this day, and I'm really pleased of the final product. So it's going to be an awesome day, I'm sure of that. Okay, so briefly to finish my introduction, I'm going to explain to you a little bit the way we set up the talks for today. So we're going to start with projects overview, talking about one major project that I had this summer on recycling and process simulation. Then we're going to talk about some experiment that we're able to do now at Polytechnique to complement the work on the CalFAD as well as on the atomistic simulation. You will have the opportunity to see a new module that will be integrated in FACSAGE soon called Crystal. And we're going to talk briefly about the course improvement. Then we're going to go to applied engineering project that focus on primary metal production, steel synthesis, as well as aluminum recycling. And we'll complete the first part of the day with talks on atomistic simulation. And the idea of these atomistic simulation is to learn more and understand more about solidification and melting of aluminum alloy and try to control the microstructure ultimately by alloying them with specific alloying element. We're going to also talk about ways to predict the Gibbs free energy of compound and solution based on DFT calculation coupled with other strategies. In the afternoon, we're going to devote this session to FACSAGE application. We'll start with an introduction to process simulation, and I'm going to show you a capsule. And I welcome your comment because my plan is to build this capsule for the help documentation of FACSAGE. We're going to see how it goes. If it is clear, I'm hoping it is. And then we can probably transform our documentation using live example, streaming that can be available after that. And you'll see also that we're going to provide Equi.dat file. So I think it's going to be really interesting to learn. So we'll present that first. Then we're going to have our student talking about primary metal production and refining, talking about copper, nickel, and steel. And finally, we'll have a last session on recycling devoted to aluminum alloy recycling. So what is your role in this research day? I'm talking about the attendees now. So be curious and ask questions. So my team is prepared. So we're hoping to get some questions. We need to be on time, but still I want them to experience the fact that you'll be curious, you'll have questions. Provide constructive criticism. These are my students. I'll be there for them if they're struggling or if they have problems to answer. I don't think it will be the case, but please be in a mindset of constructive criticism for them. I want you to learn about high temperature process simulation in FACSAGE. And finally, I would like you to enter the FACSAGE community. We're going to try to have a live and a vibrant community so that people in the future can ask questions, can see how we can exploit the FACSAGE as much as possible. There might be some technical difficulties, so we're prepared for different scenarios, and please be patient if something is happening while we're presenting. So with that, I hope you enjoy your research day, and we can move on to the first talk. So I'm going to stop sharing, and Eve, you can start.